There's a thing that puzzles me. I have spent years, and I mean literal years, trying to figure this out, and I have never been able to wrap my head around it. So I am somebody who has some modestly unusual tastes in bed. I like being tied up. I like tying up my lovers. I like, exploring things like that. And a lot of people ask me, how can I find people who are into this weird thing that I'm into? Like, whatever it is they may be into. They're like, I can't seem to find anybody who's into this thing that I'm into. And I'm like, well, okay, are you open about this thing? When you go on a date, do you talk about this thing? And they're always like, oh my God, no, I would never tell somebody on a first date that I was into this thing because, what if they say, oh my God, that's too weird for me, and they run away? And then I'm like, well, that's exactly why you want to tell somebody on your first date what you're into. Like, that's what you do. If you scare them off, that's the point. Cool, good. You want to scare them off because that is a person who is not compatible with you. And it just seems like that never really, takes hold. And I don't understand why. And I think at least part of it is that on some fundamental level, a lot of people really internalize this idea that their tastes are not okay, particularly when they're tastes about sex. Their bedroom tastes are not okay. And it's weird because we don't do this with other tastes. Like, people are always afraid of, oh my God, is this weird? Am I normal because I like being tied up or whatever it is they're into? Like, is this too weird? Am I normal? And you don't see people do the same thing with other tastes. Like, I have literally never heard somebody say, is it normal to like sushi? Like, am I weird because I like playing badminton? Like, it seems like there's something specifically about sex that people are just terrified of not being normal, however variously they may define normal. And that's really, really strange to me. And I have said for a long time that one of the easiest ways to spot somebody who is bad in the bedroom is they ask, am I normal? Like, this is a tip-off that this is a person who is so concerned about being normal or not being seen as weird that they are not exploratory, they're not experimental, they won't do new things, they won't try new things. They're too frightened of not being normal, whatever it is normal means to them. And I genuinely think that's sad. Like, I have talked to a lot of people who are around my age who are like, all my life I have wanted to try this thing, something that revs their motor, whatever it is that gets them hot. And I've never told any lovers about it. And now I'm in my 50s or whatever. And how do I do this? Like, I really feel like this is something that I want to try. And I'm like, have you tried asking your lover about it? And then they'll say something like, yeah, I've been married for 30 years and, I finally admitted that I have this taste and she's not into it. And there's a lesson that they don't teach you when you're young that I think they really should, which is that it's way, way easier to have a good sex life, a dynamic sex life where you get to explore all of the things that you want to try, if you choose a partner who is already into the things that you're into, rather than start dating some random person and then try to figure out, okay, how can I make this person do this thing that I am interested in? How can I get them to do it? And you do that, you find people who are into what you're into by being open about what you're into. And if that frightens off people who are not into what you're into, that's actually good. That's what you want to do. That's part of the point of being open. But it's not just about finding compatible partners. It's also about sort of finding your tribe. Like, say you're into, I don't know, bondage, whatever. And you might say, well, I don't know anybody who shares my taste, so obviously I can't find somebody who is already into that. Well, how do you know you don't know anybody who is not into your tastes? Like, you could be in a room with a dozen other people, and all of them could have the same exact tastes that you have, but if nobody says anything, if nobody actually is open about it, all 13 of you might be sitting there saying, where can I go to find other people who share my tastes? By being open about who you are and by being open about the things that you're into, you make it both safer for other people around you to be open about the things they're into and also easier for you to find your own tribe. And I cannot stress this enough. Like, I get asked all the time, how can I get my wife or my husband to do this thing that I'm into? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Find people who are already into the things that you're into. Be open about them, be exploratory, be willing to try new things for your partner. That's how you have the sex life that you want to have.